Facts on why animals can talk. Welcome to another episode of Natural Animal Wonders. Subscribe now so you never miss out on any of our latest uploads. Let's get into the video. Number 1. They do talk. Why can animals talk like us? Some have speculated that there is a structural difference between animals and humans that allows us to form words. But recent research has shown that this is unauthentic. Animals do talk, but they don't make words because words don't mean anything to them. Of course, it's a little more complicated, but that's the gist. A few of the important neurological elements needed for the creation of language are what researchers have considered potential influences on the development of human speech. Number 2. They use signals and gestures. Many non-human animals have the physical tools needed to make words, yet they do not have a language. They can create and respond to signals being grunts, gestures, and so on. A dog, for example, can respond appropriately to simple words like sit, bring. But all animal communications are symbols, that is, signals that point directly to something. In this case, the object is a simple expected action that the animal has to perform immediately. What animals can do is talk using perception. They cannot use words used abstractly as language. The difference between human language and animal symbols or gestures is the difference between abstract thinking and solid thinking. It is not the brain circuitry that makes humans capable of language and animals incompetent. As Aristotle pointed out 2,000 years ago, abstract thought is inherently an immaterial force. It is the immaterial aspect of the human soul. Animals have a material soul without any material aspect. It is the nature of animals and human souls and the difference between them that gives animals symbolic communication and graces language to men. An immaterial power is just the sort of power that seems highly unlikely to be the gift of a purely material, unguided, unintelligent process like Darwinian evolution. In abstraction, human communication attains a wholly different order from that of animals. We cannot seek an explanation for it simply in evolving brain circuitry. Humans are the only species on this planet capable of talking. So, what is the reason that other animals do not have this ability? Why can animals talk like us? Numerous films depict or are based on scenes where animals are talking not only to each other but also to humans. So why isn't this really possible? Or rather, what gives us the ability to communicate like this? Number 3. Communication is built in. Conversations and communication can be quite confusing, so let's be clear. Every species communicates. This is the key to their survival. Even single-celled organisms have the ability to communicate. This communication does not have to be in spoken form. This can be done through actions, gestures, chemicals, sounds, or even dance. When we say talk, we are referring to the ability of human beings not only to say that they are hungry, but also to talk about their plans for the coming weekend. Communications are usually built in. A young creature does not need to learn how to communicate with its parents. For example, a cat does not teach its kitten to purr when it is happy or hiss when it's angry. A dog does not need to be trained to wag or bark when it is happy. Similar in humans, we scream in pain or fear. This is a natural behavior and does not require education. However, our conversation is what we learn. We learn different languages from our parents or from other people. Talking is a unique thing. It is a collection of sounds and letters that are arranged in different combinations and lengths to express different thoughts, feelings, ideas, etc. The words dog or apple have no meaning other than the meaning set by English speakers. The same sound can have different meanings in different languages. Similarly, the same object can have different names in different languages. The point is that when we talk about speech, it involves both the production of sound and the meaning behind it. Now that we have broken down the process of talking or made it easier, it will be easier to answer the previous question. When we think about why animals can talk, we need to know why they can't have two functions at the same time. The word together is important because there have been animals known to do one of two things, but it cannot be considered talking. For example, parrots can mimic human voices. Alternatively, there are whale-like animals that teach their children their songs. However, there is no special meaning behind them. In humans, there are many reasons that can be attributed to our ability to speak. As with many biological functions, the extent and accuracy of these factors are not fully understood. The first and most obvious conclusion that the researchers came to was that our body structure is simply different. More specifically, we have jaw, tongue, larynx, or voice box, and so on. However, this claim was baseless. For example, it was thought that our predecessors, the monkeys, could not speak like us because their voice box did not come down like ours. Eventually, however, researchers found that it descended into young chimpanzees. So obviously, structure can play a big role in our ability to do that. Broca's area in the cerebrum of our brain is deeply related to speech comprehension. This part of the brain is less developed or absent in other animals. That is why it is said to give us the ability to speak. There are also pathways that are found only in some animals in humans. These pathways are thought to play an important role in our vocal abilities. Other groups of animals that are said to have these pathways are birds such as hummingbirds, songbirds, and parrots, as well as mammals such as bats and cetaceans. Number 4. A fascinating gene. Another factor that gives us this ability is the FOXP2 gene. This gene is responsible for the activation of some of our other genes. Inactive genes cause speech and language problems. Because this gene activates other genes, it is not yet clear which gene is responsible for speech and language. Another theory put forward by Elaine Morgan states that our ability to speak is also partly due to our evolutionary path. We were created not by tree climbers but by aquatic apes, she says. Due to the aquatic apes phase, we learn to consciously control our breathing, which enables us to make the necessary sounds to speak. And with that, we've reached the end of this video, all about the most fascinating facts about why animals can speak and we can. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, then smash the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.